You with us, Mark Livingstone with us, Cornerstone First Financial, my good friend. You probably didn't know this. Mark, can you hear me now?
I got you, but not coming through my headset.
What?
There we go. Perfect. Thank you, John.
Take
Great
some
to be
time.
here. Happy New Year. First
Take
time
some
this
time.
year.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Last time I was here was just before the holiday season here in the District of Columbia.
Wow, that's low. That's a long time.
Too long.
Yes, I know. Well, Mark, it's good to see you. Mark Livingstone, Cornerstone First Financial, one of my founding sponsors, and also good to debate politics with you.
Thank you.
All the time.
Although we don't usually debate because we pretty much have the same
Discuss.
There you go.
Right.
Yes.
We don't do a lot of debating. Although I was in Harford County, Maryland.
Yep, up in
last
Baltimore.
night. Yeah, it's about an hour and a half from here.
Yeah, Bel Air, Route 1.
Bel Air, yeah. It took
okay.
me about an hour and a half, and I talked last night. I had a address to the Harford County Republican Committee.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, and you think, you normally go to one of these committee meetings, like 25 people. There was like 150 people there.
Okay.
Yeah, they got it going on.
Got it, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize
big
Harford
crowd.
County was so far right. I love that.
They say they were the most, one of the, outside of the Eastern Shore, they were saying they're one of the most Republican counties in Maryland, and they were telling me 20 years ago they were the opposite, 2-1 Democrat.
20 years ago.
20 years ago.
Okay.
So that's flipped. Mm-hmm. But because they have a Republican governor, Larry Hogan, that they were banging on. But I'm like, look, you could be in Virginia.
True.
You could have Ralph Northam, right? Don't be greedy, right? At least you have a Republican governor that's not involved in a scandal a day, and blackface and all that other stuff. But so the president now about a half hour from touching down, Mark Livingstone, in Vietnam and Hanoi, and you just heard from Rick Fisher. But it's amazing that I've been following this stuff, Mark, for a long time, and for my whole life, it's the Democrats who have said diplomacy, talk, conversation, avoid war, no conflict, talk to anybody, try to work it out, give peace a chance. Now they're saying turn around the plane, go home because you're going to give away the store and you shouldn't give them any credibility. And I just want to get your opinion. If the exact same thing was done and Hillary Clinton was president, everything was the same, how would the fake news media be reacting now to this trip if everything stayed the same?
Time magazine would have a special edition with Hillary's face planted right on there.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
This president has done more for peace than since I've been alive. Mm-hmm. Not one missile has gone off. The fact that he's back there. Remember Dennis Rodman was going to North Korea trying to promote peace then, and nothing was happening. Donald Trump has been the best thing for peace that this country has ever seen.
It's, he's trying to do the right thing, and yet he's getting banged on all sides. And we were saying earlier, like, I had Congressman Denver Riggleman on, and we were like, what's the worst case here? What's the worst case? Worst case is he comes home with nothing. Mm-hmm. And then worse off. He's not taking the sanctions off. Nothing has changed. Worst case is you get on the plane and you've accomplished zero. That's your worst case. Best case is they get a denuclearization deal of some kind. Mm-hmm. But the president has said, until I can verify everything and see it with my own eyes and everybody signs off on it, sanctions stay.
That's right.
So there is absolutely no downside. This is what we call, Mark Livingstone, TDS. Trump derangement syndrome. Mm-hmm. Like, it doesn't matter what the guy does. The Democrats and the fake newsers just take issue with it.
He could walk on water, and somehow they'd still find a way to demonize him.
He could find a cure for cancer.
Correct.
And they'd be like, it's only for rich people. It doesn't matter what he does.
Yeah.
They're going to criticize him, and it's almost become laughable. Now, you're a small business owner.
Correct.
You own a business. Mm-hmm. The Trump tax cuts. Now, your people are starting to do their taxes, and you're a businessman. You've got a company. Have the tax cuts had any impact on you or your business at all?
The tax cuts haven't. What the Trump administration has done for us is rolled back some of the regulations that were imposed by the previous administration that were strangling banks and small businesses like myself. As far as the tax cuts, excuse me, I haven't done my taxes yet this year. But all in all, from hearing from the customers that routinely call in, it is beneficial to everyone involved. And, you have the mainstream media saying, oh, it's just the top 1% that it's helping. That's not true at all. Mm-hmm. You have people, unemployment. I mean, we can go into so many different economic factors that are better off now than they were. Look at unemployment, 3.7%. And that's nationally. We're talking, if you look at African Americans, Latinos, everything, economically speaking, everything is perfect right now, all in part because of Donald Trump. But tax, yes, people are getting money back. People are just, the economy's thriving right now, John. And we know that the economy is based on housing and jobs are doing well. Housing's doing well. It's awesome across the board.
Is housing and jobs, Mark, are they tied together? Like as unemployment goes down, jobs go up, housing opportunity goes up. Are they joined at the hip?
Yes, absolutely. Housing and jobs are what keeps trucking the economy along.
And so what is happening in the housing market now, because the economy is red hot and we're told more available jobs than people, mm-hmm. which is a good thing. That's a great thing. How is that affecting the market?
Well, if you recall, last time I was here was about 2-3 months ago, just before the holiday season. And at that point, the Fed had taken on a very bullish tone that they were going to raise interest rates 4 times in 2019. Well, based on the news that the Fed was dispersing, we had the stock market drop 20%, and we had interest rates shoot back up to the highest levels that we've seen in years. We're talking around 5% on a 30-year fixed, okay? So that, with the winter and that with everything going on with Brexit overseas, just really pushed down what was happening within the housing market. The numbers were just released, John, from January, and those numbers, the housing market was very stagnant. When the housing numbers for February are announced next week, I think we're going to see a huge increase, and the spring housing market is imminent. It's right around the corner. Usually it takes a couple 50-degree days in a row to really give it a shot in the arm, and I think that now the interest rates are off their highs. We're back down around 4%, a full percentage point from where they were just at the end of last year. And that coupled with inventory. Inventory is very tight right now, but as the spring market takes off, more people are going to be listing their houses. So we're seeing what I call a perfect storm. We're going to see more inventory, and then we're going to see low interest rates like where we are right now. And I think that it's going to be gangbusters, spring market in your listening area and nationwide.
Mark, what is it that drove interest rates down a point?
Down a point. Well, the fact that the Fed has now taken a more dovish attitude. Jerome Powell has come out and said maybe 2 interest rate hikes versus the 4. And you have to remember that when they say they're going to raise interest rates, the rates, it's built in. So it's artificially inflated. So when they said they were going to raise interest rates 4 times in 2019, that pushed the rates up to the 5% level. Well, now that they've taken the more dovish stance, and Jerome Powell is like, maybe 2 times, that has pushed them back down to the levels that they should be at based on other economic indicators, including the 10-year Treasury. The 10-year Treasury is a direct indicator of where the interest rates are. And we're back down to about 2.66, I think, this morning. And therefore, the rates are right around 4 to 4.1% on a 30-year fixed rate mortgage.
That is, I tell you what, that is fascinating. So if Powell said he was going to freeze rates in 2019, what would happen? And I've only got a half a minute.
Okay. What he's done, his stance right now is maybe 2, maybe not at all.
Maybe not.
And that's
what's driving them down.
Correct. So right now it's an excellent opportunity to refinance or buy the home that you're looking to buy, because more homes are going to be coming on the market right now every single week as the warm weather comes in.
All right, we're going to have Mark Livingstone back for another segment because it's so fascinating. I always love talking about the economy with a real business owner that's got real jobs, that people he signs in front of their checks. Always fun. 866-625-1221. Mark Livingstone, cornerstonefirst.com. Get the best deal there. Great guy. Get the best rates. 866-625-1221. I'll be right. Mark Livingstone with us. Hey, Mark, you live in Washington, D.C. That's really too bad. Because if you lived in Virginia, guess what? Your rates would be 33% under what you're paying in Washington, D.C., or Delaware, or Maryland, or Pennsylvania, or any of the surrounding mid-Atlantic states. But you're in Washington, D.C., so you get screwed with higher rates, and I'm sorry.
Yeah, I didn't know that. 33% higher, you're saying?
Lower
in Virginia than it is in Washington, D.C.
Dominion Energy, that's right.
Oh, I thought we were talking about health insurance. Okay.
No, Dominion Energy. We'll get to health insurance later. This is Dominion Energy. So, Mark's a resident of the District of Columbia, and he's getting screwed because he doesn't have Dominion Energy, whose one of their most important core values is excellence. Dominion Energy sets high performance standards for itself and is committed to continuous improvement on behalf of its customers. The company's aim is not to be the biggest energy company, just the best. To learn more, visit DominionEnergy.com. That's DominionEnergy.com. In the Washington, D.C. greater metropolitan area today, including Harford County, Maryland, because I was just there last night. High 51, low down to 29. Partly sunny, Colleen puts. I would always put partly cloudy.
Mm-hmm. Glass half full, glass half empty.
But Colleen puts partly sunny.
Okay.
Right? Difference in personality.
An
right?
opinion, yes.
An opinion. Partly cloudy, partly sunny. In Hampton Roads, in Tidewater, high of 57, Mark, low 38, sunny skies, 2 days in a row. I don't think Southeast Virginia's seen the sun 2 days in a row since, I don't know, July. In Rich Vegas, home of Colonial Downs, soon to be opening in April. High of 59, low 31. Sunny skies in Richmond. Not too sunny, though, for Mark Herring or Governor Northam or Jessa Fairfax. Cloudy skies over their heads like a black cloud.
We're knocking on spring's door. Daylight savings a week from this weekend.
No kidding.
Yeah. It
Daylight
comes earlier
savings.
and earlier every year.
Now, is that what? Spring ahead, right?
Spring ahead, fall behind.
So
right?
you lose an hour.
Correct. So
You
right
lose an
now,
hour's sleep.
spring ahead. So right now it would be
10.
So
10:40.
it's 9:40. It would be 10:40.
10, that's a week?
2 weeks from now.
Sunday.
Not this Sunday. The 10th.
The next Sunday.
Right.
10th.
Yep.
2 days before my birthday,
Wow.
the 12th.
Okay.
Remember that. Send me a present.
All right, listeners, you heard that.
That's right. Mark Livingstone with us of Cornerstone First Financial. More information, go to DominionEnergy.com. That's DominionEnergy.com. I want to talk a little bit about the housing market. Mm-hmm. Do you mind?
Not at all.
And because I love talking economics with you. Because think about Mark Livingstone is he owns this company that he started. It's a mortgage company, but he signs a front of checks. He creates jobs. And he was just telling me offline, get this, that he just got licensed in California. Mm-hmm. And he went and did that before they seceded from the nation. And it's a sanctuary state, which is good. But what you were saying, 27% of all mortgage applications originate
In the state of California.
So they must be doing pretty good then, right?
I would say so, yes.
Right. So even with all the stuff going on and the debt and sanctuary cities and the crazy stuff they do, they're buying stuff.
And housing values are appreciating so much. So we do a lot of reverse mortgages for seniors.
Who would want to live there?
Liberals? I don't know. People that like sunshine and people
Immigrants,
that like
illegals?
Sure. There you go.
Manny Machado. He's going to San Diego.
But
you should sell him a house.
It is. I just hired a loan officer, and his niche is refinancing reverse mortgages to reverse mortgages. And
What?
he told me the only state you can do that in is California because homes are appreciating at levels far greater than the interest is appreciating with the reverse mortgage. So if somebody takes out a reverse mortgage and pays off their current debt or mortgage, that is accruing interest, which the senior doesn't pay until they leave the home. Okay? So that's accruing at an interest rate of, say, 5%. In California, homes are appreciating to levels where you can refinance a home equity a reverse mortgage to a reverse mortgage because it's appreciating at levels exceeding what the interest charge is on the reverse mortgage. You're looking at me like you don't get it. But just suffice it to say that homes are appreciating in California faster than they are anywhere else. Okay? We're seeing the national average, this was just released yesterday, is 2.7% increase in home values from January 2018 to January 2019. But don't despair because that's 2.7% nationally speaking, including the Midwest and everywhere. Parts of your listening area, John, are seeing double-digit increases. So, for example, in Richmond, Virginia, 11.7 increase in home values from January 2018 to January 2019.
In 1 year.
In 1 year.
Housing values in Richmond, Virginia went up 12%.
Correct. And right here,
What was the genesis for that? What drove that, Mark?
probably competition among home buyers push levels up so that you have people selling homes and there's multiple offers coming in, which pushes values up. Okay, so the home inventory, when it's low like this, there's a lot more bidders coming in. And like I was saying in the previous segment, is that the spring season is imminent. It's right around the corner. And as more and more and more homes come on the market, that then will decrease the level of bids going in on houses. But right now...
So as the home building market catches up with demand, which there's about an 18-month lag, you told me once.
Right. That was for new homes.
New homes,
right?
18-month lag to 24-month lag. So as inventory starts to build because of new home construction, because of the demand, when it catches up, then prices recede a little bit.
Correct.
But right now, everybody's got a job. They're making more money. They want to stop renting, buy a home.
Yep.
The inventory hasn't caught up, so home prices go up. So if you're going to refi, now's the time.
Correct, yes. And there's so many factors that play into it, John. For example, millennials are now getting off the sideline and are the fastest growing population of home buyers.
I thought they didn't want to buy homes.
They didn't.
They wanted to rent.
When we spoke a year ago, that was what
they were renters.
That's what the data was saying. But now we're saying that they're getting off the sideline. So they're a whole new population coming in. We're seeing that because people are making more money, they now want to upsize and get into bigger homes. So there's just all this demand that's going on, and that's pushing values up. Here in the Washington, D.C. area, we saw some areas that saw a 15% increase year over year. So again, even though the national average is 2.7, there are pockets that are seeing double-digit increases, and right here in your listening area. And did you know that your listening area is the third most populated of military? Okay, so I did want to mention that we have subscribed at Cornerstone First Financial. We are part of the Hometown Heroes Network. And what that means is that if any of your listeners are a hero, which would be a teacher, a veteran, a police officer, or a firefighter like myself, then we offer a $750 discount back to them towards their closing costs for being this hero and serving us, the nation, and for serving the people.
So if you're a veteran and you go through a mortgage with Cornerstone First Financial, you get $750 off closing.
Absolutely.
Boom.
Yes.
All you got to do is be a veteran.
Veteran, teacher, firefighter, or police officer.
Vet, teach, fire,
cop.
Yep.
Hometown hero at Cornerstone First Financial.
$750 off.
There's a link on our website, cornerstonefirst.com.
Just everything else is said and done, and you just get a $750.
Right. And it's funny because when I come on the air, that day we always get calls from some of these heroes because, like I said, your listening area is third greatest population of veterans.
Or if you want $750 off, go today and sign up to be a substitute teacher, and then you qualify.
There you go. Yes.
Hey, it is what it is. Substitute teachers are very important.
Yes. And even if you tried to refinance before but couldn't, either because of lack of value in your home or because of credit problems, give us a call and then we can tell you, hey, this is what you need to do to increase your credit score, or hey, your value has gone up. Now you can remove that PMI.
Right.
And here's a takeaway for your listeners.
The PMI, so everybody knows, is
the private mortgage insurance,
which everybody hates paying.
Right, and that you have when you have less than 20% equity in your house.
You got to pay the insurance.
But now that the homes have appreciated so much, people can refinance to eliminate that PMI.
So you get rid of the PMI.
Correct. Yeah.
Here's the magic number. I know you're on the edge of your seat. 866-625-1221. Write this down. Put it in your phone, or just pull over and write it down. 866-625-1221. That's 866-625-1221. Or check the web. Go to cornerstonefirst.com. Cornerstonefirst.com. This is like you're a money-saving machine, Mark.
Thank you, John. And one takeaway that I wanted the listeners to have, that we teach people about credit and how to get your credit scores up. And did you know that if you have a credit card and your max is, if it's within 50% of the max, so if you have a $5,000 limit and you owe over $2,500, that's going to diminish, lower your credit score by up to 40 to 50 points. So if you either pay your credit card down to below the 50% threshold, or you can call your credit card company and get your high limit increased, as long as it's below the 50% threshold, it can raise your credit score by 40 to 50 points.
Why is that?
It's just the way that the three credit bureaus work.
It's the way it is.
Yeah.
866-625-1221. It's a great thing about calling Mark Livingstone is you get the best service. And but I've always said this, if you're going to refi or something, you have a bank. Like I get it. Got a relationship with your bank. Go to your bank and do all the bank stuff that they do and fill out 90,000 forms and have a cup of coffee there. And when it's all said and done, don't sign it. Just call 866-625-1221, 866-625-1221. Tell them what your deal is and see if they can do better. Now, if they can do better, guess what? You saved money for nothing. Because it's not like you're buying, well, should I buy the car with the upgrades in it and the new wheels or buy the other? No, it's like loaning money is loaning money. What's the difference? If you pay less, it's just money you save. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
right, Mark?
absolutely true. Go check out your bank, see what you have, bring us your best deal. I'm going to be completely transparent here. The only two companies that have ever beaten us in a bidding war for interest rates is Pentagon and Navy Fed. Okay, that's it. But we can adjust our rates to beat them. And the last 3 times that we've checked, we're beating their rates for VA and jumbo loans. So if there is somebody listening that's looking to get a loan, do yourself a favor, do your shopping, bring it to us, and we will beat it.
I mean, why not, right?
Right.
Refi. The other thing is, if you get rejected, right? Here's the thing about Mark Livingstone and CornerstoneFirst.com. They have their own funding source. So even if you get rejected, go to Mark, because look, people went through stuff during the recession. We get it. You got a ding here, a dong there. Look, go to Mark, 866-625-1221, CornerstoneFirst.com. And so many of our customers, Mark, have come to you and they were all depressed. I got rejected. And then you were able to move a few numbers around, do a little calculation, bada bing, bada boom. They get accepted. Right.
Okay, so Joanna, one of our top loan officers, was telling me that we should tell the story of Joe in Suffolk, Virginia, who refinanced his first and second mortgage, his home equity line of credit, because with a new tax plan, most home equity lines of credit are no longer tax deductible.
That's a lot of refis.
Yes. So it behooves you to call and wrap those two together. Joanna's customer, Joe in Suffolk, refinanced his first and second mortgage and using his VA certificate, the DD-214, paid off credit cards, went to 100% of the value of his house, and saved $1,200 a month. $1,200 a month.
That's a tremendous amount of money.
That's like a
cash
second
money.
job.
That's a cash money.
And now the HELOC that wasn't tax deductible
is $20,000 in a second job.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, and then we have stories of Lewis in Richmond, went from a 30-year to a 15-year, and because he wrapped in some credit cards, his mortgage payment did not go up, but he's saving almost $100,000 by shaving off 10 years of his mortgage. So the list goes on and on and on. We love working with John Fredericks listeners. They come to the table, they're intelligent, good-looking, cool.
Savvy, cool.
Wait, I'm describing us. I mean, the listeners. Yeah, so we love
They have hair. We don't.
You do have a little bit.
Not much.
Yeah.
You have none.
Because I shave it every morning.
You do?
Yeah.
You shave that every single day?
Just about, yeah. If I didn't shave this, I'd have a red afro.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely true.
No kidding. I never knew that.
Yep.
You learn something every day.
Credit pulls, my hairstyle, all that kind of stuff. You tune into John Fredericks, you never know what you're going to get.
You never know what you're going to get.
But it's true. We love working with the John Fredericks listeners, and we have that Hometown Heroes program. And even if you're not a hometown hero, do yourself a favor, give us a call. We will meet or beat any other company. We have our own source of funding, like John said. We're what's called a correspondent lender. So we have our own warehouse line of money that we can lend. And then if for some reason it doesn't fit in that box, like you have challenged credit, like John just mentioned, then we can go down to a 500 credit score with FHA. We can go down to 550 with VA.
Way.
So it's just
500?
500 credit score. So whatever happened to you in the past.
Even I qualify.
There you go. I thought you're at a 420, right?
310.
There you go. Okay.
I'm in the negative.
Okay. So call, and you can talk to Doug or Joanna or Joe or myself. And our number is 866-625-1221 or online at cornerstonefirst.com. That's our website. And if you have a question, you're like, hey, I just want to bounce this off Mark, my email is mark@cornerstonefirst.com.
Mark will answer your questions just like he does now, or you can call in and ask him. 888-480-JOHN, 888-480-5646, 888-480-5646, or you can text us at 757-692-1710, 757-692-1710. But I love what you're doing, Mark, and I love the fact that your company's expanding and you're hiring more people and more loan officers.
That's right. Well, one of my favorite sayings, John, is healthy things grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. right?
You got to grow.
And that applies to everything. And so at Cornerstone First, we just see that there's a need for a company that's based on just morals and not, trying to pull the wool over people's eyes. And unfortunately, that does happen out there. Yeah. So we're very selective in who we hire. We've moved now. We're Maryland, D.C., Virginia, Florida, Georgia, Colorado, and California. And so, like you just said, 27% of all mortgage applications come through the great state of California. So therefore, I'm figuring we have at least 45% of the country tied up that if you need a mortgage application, call us and we'll get it taken care of for you. And again, that Hometown Heroes program, $750 off of closing costs that we give back to you as a credit if you are a veteran, a teacher, a police officer, or a firefighter.
That's $750 in your pocket.
Absolutely.
Hometown Heroes.
And
after everything else is said and done.
Yes.
Everything else is negotiated, and then just here's an extra $750.
And then we also have real estate agents that we work with that subscribe to the same program, and what they do is if you're buying or selling a house, they give 20% of their commission back towards your closing costs. So if you're selling a house, 20% of whatever that real estate agent makes in the sale, they'll give back to you. And if you're buying a house, 20% of that commission they give back to you towards closing costs.
Why do they do that? Because that comes right out of their pocket.
True, because they're saying thank you to those heroes.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
And obviously, hopefully, you get their business again.
That too.
Now, you hired a new agent about 8-9 months ago, a lady. I forget her name.
Joanna.
How's she doing?
She is doing wonderful. She is.
She came from another firm, right?
Correct. She came from another mortgage company where she was a top producer, and she had heard me on the radio and podcasts a couple times. So she wanted to work with a mortgage company that just had morals and ethics and had all these offers. Like I said, I go out, and if I can't do it, I don't think anybody can. And Joanna saw that, and she was just at a company that offered very vanilla, great credit score loans, not good interest rates, and so she came to Cornerstone and she is thriving. You take a goldfish and you put it in a tank that's small, that goldfish stays small. You take a goldfish and put it in a bigger tank, that goldfish grows to the size of whatever the tank is, okay? And Joanna is a goldfish that is now growing to the size of the Cornerstone tank.
Well, good for you. I remember when you brought her onto your company. She was a little nervous because she was coming from a bigger company that she made a lot of money, and she just wanted a different, more honest environment. Mm-hmm. Not that the other company
and it was
not honest, but
right, but it was a corporate environment too.
Yeah, corporate.
And
You're
so
honest.
at Cornerstone, when we run it up the flagpole, I am that flagpole.
So there's no
So I can look at a loan, and if there are compensating circumstances, we take that into consideration before we approve a loan.
So you can actually make the decision.
Correct.
You're the decision maker.
I have people on my team that help me, but yes.
But I mean, you're the ultimate guy. So there's no politics. You don't have to go through.
Correct.
Like this manager, that manager, kick it up to corporate.
Mm-hmm.
You're the guy.
Right. Yes, I do have people that hold me accountable, but yes. So you need that in life, personally and professionally.
I'm extremely familiar with that concept.
Right. So it is a great time. Interest rates are back down a full percentage point from where they were just 3 months ago, John.
It's time to refi now.
So it's time to refinance, especially as you're getting ready to do your tax preparation for 2018. Do yourself a favor and give us a call at 866-625-1221 or online at cornerstonefirst.com.
866-625-1221. Mark Livingstone, cornerstonefirst.com. Refi, reverse, want to buy a house. Do it now. Interest rates down a point. They're not going to stay there. Do it now. 866-625-1221.